I'm here today with Eddy Travia, Chief Executive of Aquis and OTC Venture Market listed Coinsilium, a blockchain, open finance and crypto finance venture builder based in Gibraltar. Eddy, it's good to speak with you.
Thank you, Alan. Same.
Eddy, I interviewed your chairman, Malcolm Palais, a few months back, and we looked at the evolution of Coinsilium over the years. Now, you are, of course, a serial entrepreneur in the blockchain space, and as well as being deeply involved in private equity funding for blockchain startups, you're also a director at IOV Labs Asia, which is, of course, the joint venture between IOV Labs and Coinsilium. Can you tell us about the role you played in the evolution of the company?
Yes, sure. So a little bit of history first. So I've been in Asia for a long time, and I was doing private equity, managing some funds in Asia. And when I discovered Bitcoin and I started being involved in it, that was in 2013. And I felt that this was going to be a tough sector for entrepreneurs. First, to find funding, because not many people or investors understood this technology. And secondly, to navigate in the regulatory waters of this new sector, which was really already at the crossroads between, fintech and cryptography, and possibly some kind of money creation, which was misunderstood by many players. So I decided at the time to create what was then the first virtual incubator in the space out of Hong Kong. It was called Seedcoin. And we received hundreds of applications, a bit more than we expected, from various entrepreneurs around the world. We also organized the first Bitcoin conference in Asia in 2013. That was in November. And then one of my partners met Malcolm in London. I flew to London to meet him. And in Malcolm Palais, who is the chairman of Coinsilium today. And in 2014, we decided to create Coinsilium and to bring this sector and the opportunities of this sector to the London market. So that was a big move, of course, for my incubator. And basically, Coinsilium took over the incubator, took over Seedcoin. So we raised some funds, Malcolm and some partners raised some funds towards an IPO. And the IPO occurred in December 2015. Then, of course, my role changed a bit. So I was the CEO, as I am today. Initially, I was more focused on the assessment and the selection of the projects and the companies we wanted to invest in. But as well, I had quite a solid network in the space. For example, as far as summer 2013, I had talked to Diego Gutierrez Saldivar, who's the current CEO and co-founder of RSK. And this is one example. This is even before they started RSK back in Argentina. But in 2013, it was a great time to meet with all the pioneers and the entrepreneurs of the space. So in 2015, when we were listed, I made a lot of connections, and we managed to find, very interesting companies to invest in. And then the market moved. So basically 2015, 16, the market for crypto was not at the highest. The Bitcoin price was, a bit low. Then we had what we call the ICO wave, the initial coin offerings. And at that time, my role was actually bringing some interesting projects as advisory clients. And that was quite a lucrative time for Coinsilium. We had very good advisory deals. And this is a time where we increased significantly our cryptocurrency treasury. And many of these cryptos we still have today in our treasury. So we advise, companies like Phantom, Icon, companies that are still around today and actually have grown quite a bit since then. Then after that, there was what we call in the industry the crypto winter, which was let's say mid 2018 until 2020 last year. And at that time, basically, again, my role evolved a bit in the sense that Malcolm and I, we worked on identifying the new directions for Coinsilium. We also did a deal with IOV Labs. As you said, I'm the director of our joint venture with them in Asia. And IOV Labs is a company we actually initially invested in back in 2016. It's we could be called it the mother company of RSK, the company managing the RSK blockchain. And then we decided to pivot in last year, in 2020, because we identified that DeFi and later on NFTs, and as well a bit crypto finance and open finance in general, because DeFi can be seen as a subsector of open finance in a way. These were the sectors that we were interested to move into, but more as a venture builder than just a minority investor, or early stage investor as we had done in the past.
Okay. So, spring up, of course, you moved to Gibraltar last year as well, and I know the Gibraltar government are very supportive of crypto ventures and blockchain ventures. In fact, I saw a recent interview with the Gibraltar finance minister that clearly articulated the level of support the Gibraltar government are providing for blockchain companies based there. What benefits have you and Coinsilium seen to date in Gibraltar?
Yeah, our story with Gibraltar started as early as 2017, where when we attended the Digital Currency Summit there, started creating the first links, and then Gibraltar in 2018 created one of the first regulatory frameworks in the world called the DLT license for blockchain companies. So we really like that approach. So despite kind of the virtual side of this space, it's very nice to rely on human relations with smart people who understand blockchain, and this is basically what we have found in Gibraltar. And not many jurisdictions have managed to grasp the importance of blockchain or its impact, or have found a way to integrate it into a proper regulatory framework. So Gibraltar regulations and the government managed to do so using what they call a principles approach, which I think is a very good approach for this sector, because this sector evolves so quickly. So I think it's best to have to rely on principles rather than very hard rules that are fixed. So many countries actually have failed to take a proactive stance towards blockchain and cryptocurrencies, and it's a shame, because I think there are really great opportunities for all nations around the world to be early in this space. So Gibraltar was among the first one, as I said, in 2018, and it's a really conducive environment for us. It's a place where also we can discuss with very, very good companies there in blockchain. There are many entrepreneurs, there are many CEOs of blockchains which are licensed in Gibraltar. So overall, it's kind of a microcosm of good company for us to be with, and at the same time, a kind of a direct link to the regulators, a direct link to the government. And a good link as well to the law firms who have been also doing a lot of work and being focused on this industry as well. So really, really multiple benefits for us, and we hope to have many more in the future as well.
Good. Okay. So resulting from that, of course, Indorse and Coinsilium have set up Nifty Labs to develop the next generation Web 3.0 marketplace for the NFT Marketplace. Can you tell us about the new platform you're developing and the impact it's going to have on the current market?
Yes. So this marketplace, the NFT Marketplace, is what we hope the first project of many. And we were really glad, and we feel that we have the best technology partner with Indorse. Indorse is our partner in Nifty Labs. Indorse is a company we invested in 2017, originally in Singapore, but now they have a subsidiary in the UK as well. The CEO, Goran Torvikar, is actually based in London now. And the approach in designing this marketplace is to make it compatible with various standards and wallets and even blockchains. But we will start with to be the first general purpose NFT marketplace built on the RSK blockchain. And the RSK blockchain has this kind of a special feature that it actually works, is connected and is secured is secured to the Bitcoin network. So that's very different from most NFT marketplaces, which are usually connected to, Ethereum, Ethereum in general. So basically, RSK is what we call an EVM compatible blockchain in the space, and that's one of the, let's say, particular points of this marketplace. But at the same time, we want to make it very open, because NFTs are going a bit in all industries today. I mean, there are many industries looking at NFTs. I mean, we know that, of course, digital art, sports, this gaming are the first successful applications of NFTs, and these are the ones which have grown so much in the past year. But we feel that the marketplace has to be open to as many potential sectors. And so in the marketplace, there will be also even kind of small boutique areas for certain brands. So they have the kind of marketplace in the overall marketplace. And at the same time, as many categories really as possible. And of course, all run under smart contracts in a decentralized way, which is actually the Web 3.0 part of the marketplace. And these smart contracts are designed by Indorse. And to put that into perspective, Gaurang Torvekar, the CEO of Indorse, he was doing Ethereum. He was writing Ethereum smart contracts very, very early. I would say very soon after Ethereum started to be functioning. I would say around 2016. When he was in Singapore. We really have partners with great experience in this space.
Eddy, you recently announced NFT Vision Hack, an NFT-focused global hackathon organized jointly between Coinsilium and Indorse, which kicked off on July the 7th. Viewers can, of course, see the links to the website and the Twitter handle on the screen at the foot of the screen as you look at it. So, Eddy, to ask you, firstly, how is it going? And secondly, what benefits and developments do you expect from this?
Yes, so it's going really well. I mean, they have really a lot of interest. The great thing is that Indorse has a great network around the world of developers due to their core business, which has been actually to help some very large companies, including Fortune 500 companies, to recruit, for example, data scientists or to train developers, software engineers. So they have a great network to be running this hackathon with us. And it's not the first hackathon we do with them. We did last year post-COVID hack, which was a hackathon that went very well as well. And this time it's more focused on NFTs with very interesting partners. So we have the Gibraltar government as a partner, and as well Rarible, which is a quite well-known NFT marketplace already. Circle, which is a large company out of the US, which is quite known for USDC, which is a stable coin that they have created. They operate with Coinbase. And in addition to these companies, also IPFS, which is a decentralized storage service, which actually most of the NFTs are linked to, or many NFTs and other media are actually stored on IPFS. So great partners, also a great start because this Indorse has a partnership with Times of India Group, which is a shareholder in Indorse with us, a co-shareholder, and they have offered and have given Indorse and this hackathon a great kind of a media support. They did the first page of a major, of Times of India, which is the largest English-speaking newspaper in India, and probably that was the first time that there was any front page with a mention of NFTs in India. So that's also quite interesting. So yes, it's going very well. The first webinars have started. The first teams have been created. And it will finish on August 30th. And on August 30th, there will be all projects will have submitted their work, and there will be a selection of the top projects that are. They're going to share $68,000 US in crypto, so stablecoin, as a prize to this hackathon.
Excellent. So obviously that's going to hopefully spawn new relationships and new contracts, and you seem to have taken steps down that road already. The potential of the NFT market overall does seem to be infinitely larger than the cryptocurrency market, despite the performance of Bitcoin. What does it look like to you, Eddy?
Yes, I think NFTs have taken everyone by surprise, and especially the people like us who have been in the crypto market for now 8 years about. So we didn't expect NFT to be such a vector towards global adoption of blockchain technology. When the ICO came, it was already a lot of people discovered Bitcoin, discovered other cryptocurrencies at the time. Of course, mostly with a kind of a speculative angle to it, but which is fine, which is a way to go into this space. Why not? But with NFTs, the angle is quite different. I think the angle is a bit more around emotions in a way. Emotions related to, for example, sports. Fandom in sports, or digital art, or even music. There have been famous bands issuing NFTs, for example. So we really have a new connection there, which is a new type of product, let's say, that is both in the blockchain space, because NFTs are tokens. So I would call these tokens data-rich tokens, because all of them, or most of them, link to media, which can be a video, music, or an image. Usually, as I was saying, on decentralized storage services like IPFS, or on another server like Amazon or any cloud server out there. So there is a media dimension to it. There is a branding dimension to it. It's not only sports brands. There are some very famous fashion brands like Gucci, for example, that are selling shoes as NFTs. Of course, not real shoes, but virtual shoes for avatars and for metaverses and gaming environments, for example, or characters in gaming environments. So we have really this combination of the virtual world, which is growing in the world in the sense that you have a lot of gamers today. I mean, esports, as you may know, has grown a lot in the last few years. Mm-hmm. And so virtual worlds, gaming, all these worlds are kind of overlapping and interacting. And NFTs are great in that space because they almost become like some kind of native currency, not only currency, but native asset as well. So that has been what we've seen so far, and we've seen more than $2 billion already as a market around NFTs, which is great. And we expect that to grow. But I think the next phase is going to be more NFTs in sectors that we know more. So, for example, finance or fintech. NFTs in sectors like insurance, for example. NFTs in many, let's say, regular sectors. For example, stocks, of course, assets, financial assets, financial instruments. Yeah. Why? Because, again, they use the great thing about blockchain, the fact that you can track down the assets, you can make sure that whatever event happened really happened. You have these financial actors that say, okay, I have, 10,000, in the commodity space, for example, they can say we have 10,000 ingots, but on the blockchain, on NFTs, if they say we have 10,000 of these NFTs, you can see, everyone can see they really have it. So because of these features, we can really have unique assets tied to the blockchain. And then, of course, like in the regular cryptocurrency trading world, we can have NFTs trading, NFTs used as collateral. And that opens a lot of opportunities for various actors. And of course, including us, Coinsilium, because we have a good understanding of crypto finance. We have a good understanding of smart contracts, especially through our link with Indorse. We have a good understanding of NFTs, and we are really now starting to narrow down the different opportunities that we see in this market, and actually they all look quite large markets and quite quite interesting and promising opportunities.
Fantastic. So a real insight in there into the potential applications for NFTs, which seem right now to be virtually limitless. But on to, well, staying with finance, Eddy, can just back to Coinsilium, how are the company finances looking at present?
Yes, I mean, fine. I mean, we had our accounts published. Obviously, the accounts have been published at the end of last year, which is before a lot of the increasing price of cryptocurrencies. So it's all, it has been a very positive half a year for us. I mean, like many companies, due to COVID, of course, we haven't had certain expenses that we haven't had now for a while, which are, for example, travel related and so forth. So we have been working hard from home or shared offices, or for Malcolm in Gibraltar from our office. But we also have worked hard, yes, like most of us, webinars and so forth. A lot of conferences that we have done through webinars and Zoom. So no, it has been a great first half of the year, great market. At the same time, regarding finances, we're going to have our interims coming out soon. So I think I think that would be we said in our accounts that we had enough financing until January 2022. We have a bit more than that, but it will be clear in the interims coming out soon.
Excellent. Well, Eddy, it's been fascinating talking with you, but we are running short on time. Before we go, can you provide some key messages and milestones for investors to look out for during the second half of 2021?
Yeah, sure. So, it's coming back to what we started last year. As I said, last year we have pivoted towards looking at crypto finance, open finance in general, and DeFi. And as I said, this year we have put more emphasis on NFTs as well. So I think we're going to have, in terms of milestones, we're going to have great developments in this space, in the space of NFTs, and maybe towards the end of the year. But we're also looking at opportunities where we kind of marry both, NFTs and crypto finance and open finance as well. So that's very exciting. At least these are, as I said, these are some opportunities we're narrowing down now, and we hope we're going to focus on in the second half of this year.
Okay, well, maybe next time we speak, Eddy, I'll have my virtual shoes. But meanwhile, Eddy Travia, Chief Executive of Coinsilium, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you.